Campaign. We're sorry that we missed you last week, but we're so glad to be back in the action for this week and continue where we left off. So, on that note, last we left off, our heroes had spoken with Enkai Watanabe, a young, aspiring chef here in the city of Miyota who bears the burden of his father's sins, a disagreement with one of the guild leaders that has caused his restaurant to lose its membership and therefore decline in its success. After a bit of deliberation with Enkai and some of his allies, an individual known as the Captain, the party discovered that there is a particular creature, a sea monster, in the reefs of Miyota. One that Enkai and the Captain have their eyes set on. The Captain wishes to claim it for the simple glory of having felled a mighty sea beast, while Enkai wishes to take the beast's body and turn it into a gourmet dish for the upcoming Springtide Festival. After some persuasion, he managed to coerce the party into helping him out in this and a few other errands in preparation for Springtide, which he, as a non guild member, cannot carry out himself. The party members individually took care of a few of their own errands in the marketplace. We had Hina speak with her mistress Kodama Mei. Mako acquired before delivering a jug of what she initially believed was a fine quality rice wine, but seems to be something perhaps a bit more illicit. Satoshi Clarabelle has settled her affairs, preparing for the adventure to come. And, of course, we have Yami, our dear sweet wizard Yami, who, after failing to portent particular events throughout the day, experienced a malevolent vision in her search to find a library. And it is about this time we're going to pick up with you, Yami, as your vision is concluding. You find yourself no longer within the dark library space once lit with a single candle. You are no longer tormented by a voice deeming you as a failure, as a waste of its potential and its own power which it has given to you. You find yourself back where you were, or at least you thought you were, a few moments ago. You were searching for a library. You've asked around. You've tried to find a place of knowledge, and you've been directed to this temple, this building, this library. You haven't done yet what you've sought out to do. You haven't tested if it's open or not. You have this lingering sense in the back of your mind that something is wrong, and you remember bits and pieces of the vision that you've just experienced, like waking up and not quite remembering a dream. But, regardless, you are here in the open space, people milling about, going about their day. The library is in front of you. What do you wish to do, Yami? Yes, it is about this time, early evening. The sun is just starting to go down. It's transitioning into that golden hour period. But a moment ago, you were standing underneath the night sky, and somehow now you are back to an earlier part of the day. That it was. Okay. You approach the library. It's a rather simple structure. You test the door, and it opens. The door swings inward. You call out for the presence of spooky, scary things. Yami, as you take a few steps in this space, it's how it appeared to be in what bits of the vision you can remember, albeit far more well lit this time around. It is a cozy, comfortable space with rows and wall shelves that have these little niches in which are set scrolls and bound books. A collection of knowledge surrounds you. There are a number of lanterns that are hung up, suspended on the walls from the ceiling. And as you call out for the presence of spooky, scary things, in response, you hear, hello? Nothing scary, I promise. Can I help you? Your guys' audio was not on. Your audio's on now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, would you mind repeating that, Yami?
Uh, I think my question was, do I see the person that said that, or is it just the voice?
Uh, you see kind of peeking from around the corner of a shelf this somewhat demure figure kind of poking her head out. You see a human female about maybe early 20s of age. She has this long braided hair that comes down over her shoulder. Looks to be a pair of glasses that's sitting on her face. She is dressed up very finely in a white kimono that is trimmed at the edges with gold. Aside from the trimming, it's rather plain. It's nice, but it's plain. She has her hands folded together. You see her. Hi, hello. May I help you?
Yeah, I'm new here, and there was something real spooky in this library last night. Didn't know if it was an employee of yours or what, but I need some books, and I didn't come here to be harassed.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry about that. Um, I am the only caretaker of this library, and I don't remember anything. If you felt harassed, I'm very sorry about that, but I can assure you that wasn't me, and if it was me, it was unintentional. You're looking for knowledge, though, yes?
Yes. Do
Of
you have
course.
anything related to magic that I could buy for about 20 silver pieces?
Oh, well, the knowledge here is not for purchase, it is for perusal. You may select a scroll or tome of your choosing and read it here if you like, but they are unfortunately not for sale.
Hmm, that works for me.
goes
Booth,
goes into the
question.
library,
Yes.
tries to buy books.
Silver, is it still the equivalent of silver in, like Faerun? Or,
Silver in Orizon is to the equivalent of gold in Faerun. Yeah, it's iron is copper, bronze is silver, silver is gold, and gold is platinum. And we don't deal with Electrum.
who does?
Nobody. Nerds. Uber nerds.
I'll take all the Electrum.
Uh, I'm trying to find out what I could do. I think I can uh, transcribe divination spells for half the cost. So I'd ask her if I could find any divination spell scrolls.
First and foremost, let me just go ahead and log into the Roll20 actually, but could you give me just a general D100 luck check to see if this place does carry any like official, actual magical stuff?
Okay.
Wow.
Big old 26.
Excellent.
26 is not going to cut it. The
Then what would?
The librarian, you see, she thinks for a moment. She gets this very apologetic look on her face. I apologize. This is not a place of, practical magical study. To my knowledge, there are some works on the theory of magic and its sources, but no proper spellcraft. I'm sorry.
Disappointing.
If there's anything else that I can help you with, I would love to, but well, this is more of a house of general knowledge. We have collections on many topics.
Not interested. Where do the magic people go here?
I'm just gonna go ahead and make a. I wouldn't know that personally. Magic, to my understanding, it's quite rare. Not a lot of people are blessed with such a gift.
I see. I won't say anything else. I will just turn straight around and walk back to the inn that we were looking at.
All right.
Bitter
I
breeze?
see your dog wrangling over there.
Fine, it's fine.
In any case, Yami, you do a quick 180 step outside of the library back into the open air, and you're going to the tavern that y'all were looking at. Is that the place that you had met earlier, the seat at the edge of the river, or did you have somewhere else in mind?
Just any place where I can like get a room and be in private.
All right. And yeah, why not? Go ahead and give me. Are you looking for any quality of place in particular, or just whatever door is open? Yummy.
Sorry, I need a sec. I was
No
being...
worries.
Yeah.
Still with us?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go to the Bitter Breeze.
Okay, gotcha. The Bitter
yeah.
Breeze. That was the way house that was recommended to you earlier today, I believe.
Yes, I was looking through my notes for that,
Yeah.
the name.
No worries. You're just our only virtual avatar, so it's not always easy to know if you're still with us, if you're just thinking, or if maybe we got a lost connection. Just making sure.
Gotcha.
So heading back over to the Bitter Breeze, that's going to take you to the dock ward. It's not going to be that difficult for you to find. You were given directions to it that had been the place that you were initially going to, so we'll get you there here in just a moment. Everyone else, Hina, Mako, and Clarabelle, you are all in the Silver Ring. You are Hina has just finished her performance outside of a silversmith. You have acquired your payment, Hina, in the form of a very finely crafted tea set, which you now have. You can add that to your inventory. You had asked about Daigo Kamachi, and the silversmith so graciously told you a little bit about Daigo, including his penchant, at least the rumored penchant for gambling. So that's where all of you are at right now, outside of the silversmith, with a little bit of information on the man who can potentially craft a 1,000-gallon pot in preparation for Enkai's culinary wonder.
So much metal.
It is.
Boy,
Yeah.
are we going to a gambling den?
Well,
Like,
okay. All right,
what thing we're doing?
Here's the deal. Gambling's like super illegal here. Like I'm gonna like huddle and gambling's like super illegal here. So he's doing something that he shouldn't be doing. But like, you know how like in those stories where like people gamble and then they have gambling debts and then there's like a guy who's like in charge of their debt and then they can't pay and they break their leg?
No.
Oh,
experienced this type of culture before.
it's like,
The desert
well, you know, like,
tour.
but it's like in like all the storybooks, you know, about like people who are like gambling and they get into like, and then like they borrow money to gamble, right? And then they lose it, and then they owe a big scary person money, right? And then that scary person like tries to take everything from them and like tries to kill them and crazy.
Are you from the
Sounds-
city, dear?
That sounds very scary.
It's like in
That
like
sounds like a city story.
it might be. I read it in a book somewhere.
See things in books sometimes. Anyway, no, I've never heard of such stories of such things. But I can see your point. Anyway, what is your point?
The transition from I can see your point to what is your point?
We can pretend to be the people to break his leg.
Oh, my. Keep your eyes down. Is that all? Is that our plan?
No,
No.
I was just saying we could do that. Like, we don't have to do that. Like, I don't even know how to break a leg. I think it's like breaking a stick, but like harder.
Could we go in and perhaps the games and blend in with the scene?
Well, I'm on where he is, and I don't know where he is. Like, I have a list. I kind of know a couple of places, like maybe where he could be, because like
Do we want to go and
Suspicion.
adventure towards those places, and are there with ill characters inside? Is that
I mean, when you say ill characters, like, do you mean like characters from like
ruffians,
a
vagabonds,
samurai
hoods,
story?
gangsters, those that
Oh,
use knives to cut
you
up
mean from
others?
action novels? Yes. Oh my god,
Yes.
we are gonna be in our own
Agree with
guys. Guys, we have to dress up.
What are we dressing as?
Oh, I don't know. We just need to dress nice, right? Like that's
Aren't
what they
we-
do in the books. They all dress up really nice.
I don't know
Have
if I
I-
have many nice things to dress as.
Aww.
I have this kimono and like another one that's very similar, but they're not fancy.
Oh. Okay, well, there are places that aren't fancy, but like, again, I have no idea where he is. Like, there's this one place, they have like animal fights, and like, oh, they probably have like cage matches. Yeah. I mean, if you're into that, you don't have to participate. You can just bet on stuff. A lot of these places have like a cover charge, like you have to pay to get in, you know, or you have to know somebody. Like, you can't just get in.
I'm
What's in the cage? What's the
not
cage?
sure.
Like other people.
Ah, goodness.
Okay, so I think
Oh, buddy.
we will probably curve away from the animal fight. But if we're going perhaps in an arena with another champion, like a boxing match, I understand those things. Maybe we can show them how tough we are, and then they will like us more. Ruffians like that type of stuff, don't they?
Okay,
What if we just find him? Like, do we have to fight?
we could totally find him. I just don't know what he looks like. Like, you know, like I've never met him before. Like,
Did we get a description?
We
He's
need
so
to
mad.
find a description of the man, then Diago, right? The bowl maker.
did we? I mean, we have a name. I don't remember if we have a description.
Well, we are probably near his shop.
Daigo Kamachi.
Someone.
We're in front of his shop right now.
Let's ask someone candidly if they've seen him and what he looks like, and that we're interested in finding him. Isn't it seem okay if we're finding him to give him business? It only seems rational.
Sure. Gonna look around.
Alright, you look around. It's a pretty busy night on the streets since it's kind of like a mini festival night. Like on this strip in particular, a lot of shops are open and have their own little like you just performed in front of the silversmith shop, and there are a lot of other places that have similar performances. So there are a lot of people that you could approach.
Okay, I'm just gonna look around, and I'm going to approach, I guess somebody who looks like a smith, like somebody who looks like they work.
Make me either a perception or insight check, your choice.
Someone who looks like they work, what the hell?
Oh,
Oh my god. We're off to a great start, guys. Perception or insight?
Yeah.
I
want to find a blue-collar worker, please.
Well,
Literally.
you know, all of these are the same. She's not
Would
exactly...
like to find a worker bee, please.
Okay, 18.
And
Either perception or insight. They're both the same.
Okay,
Find a worker bee?
Yeah.
a whole cast of characters are out and about tonight. It's not too hard to spot an individual. Looks like that they spend a lot of time working, probably laboring. It's this very stocky. You don't usually imagine those of elvish blood to have a stocky, muscled frame, but this elf in particular just has very beefy, broad shoulders and like biceps that could probably punch out a cow. Has absolutely skipped leg day. Like like typical scrawny elf legs, and then just this Dorito chip torso.
Oh boy. Leg day, are we?
Oh no! Is he at least wearing long pants?
He's wearing shoot, I forget what the garment is called. It's kimono-esque, but it's warmer, it's short-sleeved, and it's kind of cropped a little short where it's just above the knee.
Please tell me it's made of feathers so we can look at his chicken legs.
It is not made of feathers, unfortunately.
Oh, too bad.
Okay.
He looked. It's a very simple, inexpensive attire that is. It has some kind. It has a little bit of fashion about it, a bit of style, but it's mostly just function, comfort. And, he's currently in front of one shop that has its own like little food stall that they're selling dumplings, and he's just like shoveling dumplings into his mouth.
Oh boy. Okay. Well.
You asked for a working man.
Yeah, I did.
Working man spotted.
Oh man, I did not think this through. All right, well, I'm just gonna walk up to him and I'll be like, "Hi, how are you?"
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing so well. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you. It's been a while.
There is a total lack of recognition in his gaze. There's this momentary pause. He wipes his chin and lips free of grease, kind of wipes his hand on his sleeve. Yeah, it's been a while. You look great though.
Oh my
You're
God.
looking real good.
So do you. I see you've been working out.
Yeah, well, gotta maintain the physique. gets pretty tiring, lugging carts around and hauling boxes, so you stay fit, you stay strong, and it makes the work easier.
And a great physique you maintain.
Yeah, thanks. I mean,
So,
you're not looking so bad yourself. You must work out a little too, right? I mean, probably something like running or swimming. You got that very lithe frame about you. It's definitely working.
Oh, aren't you the sweetest? Oh my
I've been
god,
told that a time or
sweeter
two.
than mooncake, this one. So, so, I distinctly remember you hauling for that shop right behind us. Didn't you used to, like, move boxes for him back in the day?
For a Daigo? Yeah, gets a lot of shipments of raw ore, so occasionally I bring a cart down here. It's really whoever needs hauling, so yeah.
What kind of boss was he, you know?
not really a boss, just he's I'd give him the order, he'd take it. Not really one for conversation, so
Oh,
yeah.
the silent type, huh? He's not
I
as
guess.
friendly as you.
I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far. He keeps to himself. I don't work with him. I just deliver for him occasionally. So I don't know. I'm not close with him.
Well, I mean, what does he look like?
He's one of them half giants. So he's bald. He's got the tattoos. Kind of grayish skin. I mean, he's built like a blacksmith. I mean, yeah, he's a large guy, but well, he clearly doesn't have the same regimen that I practice. He's not really going for the bulk, which I mean, it's respectable in its own right to kind of keep it a little tighter, but I mean, he's not showing off or anything.
Oh, not like you. You want everyone to know.
Yeah.
I mean, you work for it. Why not show it off, right?
Exactly.
Oh.
You work this hard, you deserve the looks you get. And I mean, it's for everyone else too, right? They get something nice to look at.
Oh, well, I definitely appreciate it. If nobody else told you this evening.
Sorry, I gotta sit down for a moment. My knees are killing me.
I thought he was sitting and eating dumplings.
I mean,
Is that not what's happening?
He was standing in front of the food stall, but he plants himself down on a crate. He kind of like rubs his skinny, bony, gross-ass chicken leg.
Oh,
It's terrifying.
oh my goodness. Are you okay?
I'm fine. It's just the work. It gets to me. But I mean, I pull through.
Oh, yeah, you do. Because,
He's a
like,
hero.
you do.
So how are you enjoying the evening?
I'm having a really good evening so far, and all the better for seeing you.
I like to hear that.
But,
Maybe we can find a few ways to make it even better.
oh my goodness, that would be lovely. But I am actually chaperoning a friend of mine and her grandmother from out of town.
Oh, you
But
can
I'd
bring them
love
too.
to see. Oh, where to where?
I mean, there's a couple of nicer, quieter, more private places around here. Maybe you said there was 3 of you, so maybe the 4 of us we could all get some sake and just chat, see what happens.
Is you referring to me?
We really need to.
I'm a little old for you, young man.
With the grandma?
I don't think I fought this. Hold your ears, Keith. He's getting fresh with me.
You are too sweet. I mean, how about this? How about you find me later and we'll get that drink? Okay?
go ahead and make a persuasion check if you don't mind.
Sure.
Do I have to make any sort of persuasion?
Uh-oh. What happened?
What,
Up.
what are you trying to accomplish, Clarabelle?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just thinking he's getting fresh with me. So.
Oh, no! Natural 1!
Maybe he does need to get fresh with me.
Natural
no.
one. Hold up, sorry.
You're not his type.
Oh, probably. I can believe that.
No,
I am wearing a mask.
He just offered to have a foursome with all three of you. What do you mean you're not his type?
It's more like he's been playing along with this. It's been so long. Kind of like he doesn't know you. He definitely doesn't know you, but he's acting like he does. But the moment that you try to kind of slip out of conversation, saying like, "Oh, I'll find you later," he doesn't want to lose this chance. If you know what I mean. Well, I mean, you know, that sounds all well and fine, but I mean, where can we meet up? It's been so long. I forget where you're working at these days.
Booth.
Yep.
Where is like the geisha houses? Where are they?
I mean, Myota does have a couple of geisha houses. Those would all be in the Gilded Ring, I believe. Yes, all of those would be in the Gilded Ring. That's where the theaters, the stages are. The more upper class society. That's the fourth most inward ring of the city. It's almost at the city center.
Okay, I will give him the name of one of those houses that I applied to that rejected me.
Alright, fair enough.
I'll give him one of those. I'll tell him that's where I'm working, and to ask for,
Girl.
No. I know the name. It's just like something came across my screen. I am so sorry. I'll tell him to ask for, Nora Uchina.
Nora. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Nora.
And I'll wink, but I'm wearing a mask, so I don't think you can see it. So I'll wink at him and I'll be like, I'll see you there, and like, dip.
Right. Flag him off. Just go off on your own. Rejoin the rest of the group. He seems sad. You can hear the gears turning in his head, like he's planning out a full weekend.
My God.
Good for him.
Good for him.
I
He's
hope
not
Nora's
gonna
happy.
get it. Yeah, right? Like, who's Nora?
Oh man. Who knows? Maybe she's working there and he just stole her name. That seems like something she'd do.
Honestly.
Who knows? We might hit it off.
Exactly. I have made Oh my god, if if this turns into a romance, I'm the catalyst for a romance manga.
You're like Cupid.
True.
Oh my god.
You did it by lying, and it was
Amazing.
wonderful.
As most love begins.
God. That doesn't sound
Oh my god.
bitter at all.
Oh man. Okay, I just didn't expect that. That's funny. All right. Okay. I will go back and I will be like, okay, I know you guys are new to the city. There's so much to see, and we're just gonna like fade off into the crowd.
Wait, like with us following you?
Yeah.
Or, like-
No. I'm just
Okay.
gonna be like in between the middle of you guys. I'm just gonna be like, okay, I know you guys are new to the city. Let's just kind of like go around and I'll show you all the cool spots. And we're just gonna fade in the background. I'm like, okay. So he's a half giant. He's balding and he has gray skin. I mean, he sounds like a dad. Just saying.
Out of character, I am suspicious of where that thought was going there.
I don't want to know.
Nope.
Well, Keith, we have an idea of what he looks like. We need to find the bowl maker, it seems. How are we expected to pay this man to make such a grand bowl?
Well, he likes to gamble. And we know that he is bald.
That's
Profit.
brilliant.
What?
We have an entire plan there.
Profit. Yes. Gambling and bald equals profit.
What does the bald where does that come in?
Profit.
You don't understand something, do you, dear? It's all coming together for me. Let's go get the bald bowl maker. Wait, what did you say he was going to or at?
No, we don't know where he is. Clarabelle, like, gambling is illegal. He's gambling and that's illegal.
Illegal?
So he's somewhere where he's not supposed to be. We have to be quiet about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah.
You are very sneaky, young one. I want to play. No problem. Mum's the word from this angle. I know nothing.
I just want to, just let everybody know I'm not sneaky. I am slightly a klepto, but that is besides the point.
Not much to take.
It's mostly Yuri, honestly.
Oh, fine.
And a little bit of me. Okay, maybe a lot of bit of me. But also Yuri.
Yuri holds up his paw, and there is kind of like a bone jewelry necklace that's like wrapped around his paw.
See? I mean, that's a lovely necklace. Oh my god.
Oh, well,
Please don't take any of my things from me.
Okay, so
Keep an eye on him.
I mean, he's a member of a guild, so he probably has money? But, where would he go? We're in the Silver Ring right now, right?
Yes, you are. You're in the Silver Ring. It's the market district.
I mean...
I think it would be only but appropriate to go into his shop and ask more of his whereabouts, not just his identity.
His shop is closed.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry.
It's
I
nighttime.
thought it was earlier in the afternoon. Time escapes this old one.
No, okay, so, his shop is closed. A lot of the shops are open, but his shop is, closed right now.
Oh, time has not escaped me then.
Probably because he's out gambling.
Exactly! This is a festival night. People are buying a lot of stuff. Why wouldn't you be open right now when there's a lot of foot traffic, right?
I get it. Unless you're adventuring.
Or unless you're having addiction.
Well, where would he partake in this addiction?
Okay. I'm gonna, get them into an alley because we're discussing illegal things, and you always discuss illegal things in an alley.
Excellent choice.
Fair logic. I can't argue with that.
Mood.
It's the perfect place to do these things.
Just like in the
fine.
manga, it totally makes sense.
It probably wouldn't be the first illegal thing I did today, so it's fine.
It probably won't be. And it won't be the last. Okay, so there's a place. Okay, look, I know of 4 places, alright? There's a South Dock Warehouse, okay? There's Pike's Head, okay? There's Pearl House. Pearl House is in the Silver Ring, where we are right now. And then there's Gordo's Noodles, which is also in the Silver Ring. I mean...
I wouldn't mind a bowl of noodles. And then after, perhaps we can check the other place. It's all quite close to us, isn't it?
Well, okay, here's the thing about Goro's Noodles, right? The shop is where all the bookies meet and where all the bets are managed and handled.
Right.
And
so they must have good noodles.
I mean, probably.
Let's go enjoy them then.
But also somebody in there would probably know where he is, because they're all, bookies.
Well, I'm an old lady. They won't suspect me going into a noodle shop. I'm new in town. If they escort me out, I hope they don't do so with a beating. I would gladly leave, but I could always go inside and just get a bowl of noodles. Peace has good ears to listen. And you could all join me. Call me Grandma, whatever you want to do to blend in and make it not so conspicuous. Perhaps you could hide your arms and weapons and make it so that you don't look so threatening. We go in for noodles and see if we pick up any conversation.
Hina's still in her pink and blue kimono that she performed in. And she's like, weapons. Okay. Yuri, hide your weapons.
Yep.
And Yuri kind of just shoves his paws into the little sling bag that he has.
He's so cute. Okay. Alright. I guess we're going to the noodle shop, Mako. You good?
Sorry, I had muted because dogs. Hold on.
Yeah.
Like
How
how
do you
the
good,
moment
Mako?
that you unmute, there's just the sound of panting dogs. It's great.
How are you, Mako? Noodles?
It's just gonna happen. So,
Yeah, I can have noodles. Yeah, the noodles sound good. I mean,
did we eat dinner?
Well,
We had lunch.
ate-
Did we have
ate-
dinner?
Not yet. That's why my tummy is rumbling, and
Okay, yeah.
we had a good lunch. Speaking about leviathans, but now we are at dinner time, and I am hungry. Keith is hungry too.
Let's go to Goro's Noodles.
Do you know the way?
Why do you have such like a crunched look on your face, huh?
Well, I'm more concerned about the bookie aspect, but you know what? Let's go. What's the worst that could happen?
Nothing. We don't make any trouble. And if they
Why?
tell us to leave, we leave.
I mean, they're in the Silver Ring, so it's a noodle shop. Let's just go. Let's just go. So let's go to Goro's.
Plan is to go to Goro's.
Yeah, we're gonna
Noodles
go to
then.
Goro's. I can't wait. This is gonna be
Let's go
delicious.
get noodles.
Man, you just can't beat it.
I hope
I
they
hope-
actually serve noodles, and it's
I wonder
not
how-
just like
Yeah.
All right. Well, all of you head on down to Goro's Noodles. I'm not gonna make you do a check for that. Asking around, it's a very popular noodle restaurant. It's very easy to find. Hina, you've probably been there once or twice yourself. So
Hi.
within 10-15 minutes, you will all arrive outside of this this very well put together stone building. It's kind of connected into the other buildings in this alleyway. It's like just this strip of buildings that are all interlocked together, and the noodle shop itself is more of an open air terrace where it has kind of the stone front wall with a doorway currently open. The doors have been pulled back inward to allow people to come in and out. There are a number of tables. There's about 24 tables within this little open air courtyard just beyond the doors, where a good number of people, like 30 people or so, are all sat at these tables slurping down on noodles. And at the far back of this courtyard is a counter area. A trio of chefs are hard at work preparing noodles, scooping them up into bowls, and handing them off one by one as the orders come in. It's a lively place. It smells delicious.
looks like
That's
we will be
enough
getting
for
dinner.
me.
Awesome.
Is there a long queue to get a table, or are we seated appropriately?
Not a terribly long queue. There's about three or four people that are. They seem to be waiting on their orders. There isn't like a hostess or anyone that seats you at a table. Everyone just kind of finds their own little spot in any table that they can get. Those that are over at the counter seem to be waiting on their order. They're talking amongst themselves and just waiting for their orders to be completed. They're not like actively ordering. So the counter is empty for you to approach.
Well, we do so. I would like a bowl of your finest beef noodles, and make it have a little kick and spice. I'd also like I'd order perhaps 6 pork dumplings and a bowl of various vegetables for tea.
The server, this energetic young half elvish man, and young being relative term for half elf, but he's probably getting up into his like 30s, 40s. Just the age doesn't quite show. He's got the headband on that's like drenched with sweat. He's been apparently working for quite a few hours. His apron is all stained with broth. His sleeves are rolled up. He kind of leans on the counter for a moment as you place your order. Yes, of course. That will be ready for you shortly. And for the rest of you?
Cost, dear, how much do I owe you?
Oh, for one bowl of noodles, it is 3 copper pieces, and for the order of dumplings, it is, 3 iron pieces, and for the order of dumplings, it is another 2 iron.
I will give you 6 iron for your trouble. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome, and you're welcome to wait by the counter for your order to be ready.
I bow and I make my way to the counter.
Yeah, you do so. And, how might we serve you tonight as well? Gesturing to the next person in line, be that Hina or Mako.
I guess Hino go first, unless Mako, are you in a position to order? Okay. All right. So Hino go up to the window and say, "Hello. I would like an order of your octopus noodles, and
Of course, we can do that for you.
I would like one of your bamboo dishes for Yuri, right? And with an egg.
That should not be a problem. We can do bamboo shoots.
Okay. And some tea, please.
Of course. What kind of tea would you like? Would you care for green tea or milk tea?
Ooh. I'd love a milk tea for me and a green tea for Yuri.
Alright, so for the noodles, the bamboo shoots, and 2 teas, that will all be about 8 iron pieces, please.
8 iron pieces. I will give him 10 iron.
Ooh.
Okay.
Just like 2 as a tip.
Yep, fair enough.
Oh.
You can,
Thank
equivalent to a bronze piece.
you.
You're very
Yeah.
welcome. That will be ready for you shortly. You are welcome to stand at the counter for it to be ready.
Okay.
Alright, Mako, you're the last one up. You order a noodles?
Yeah, can I just have some of the dumplings? Eh, what do you think is good?
Oh, well, everything is good here.
Oh,
But if you do want my recommendation, our fried pork noodles are very good.
I'll try those. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, for that and the dumplings, that will be 5 iron pieces.
Okay.
And she will just hand over like the 5 iron, because like the concept of trying to figure out how much to give him extra is like like she saw that like other people gave a little bit, she's like that she doesn't know like what the just like nope.
Alright,
There's
well,
no tip
you hand
culture
over
where she's from.
5 you hand over
Oh.
exact change, and stand by all of you are standing by the counter for maybe 5 minutes or so before one by one the orders are ready. You have your noodles, dumplings, bamboo shoots, tea. You have everything you could ask for in a very fine meal. You have dinner.
Yeah. Woo! And it
I
didn't
make a
cost that much. That was
perception
nice.
roll to see if that lack of tip hurt that man's feelings.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? If you're doing a
I
perception
want
roll
you to
for...
make a perception roll to see if the lack of tip hurt that man's feelings.
Make an insight check for me, if you would
Oh,
be so kind.
insight. I apologize.
Yeah, no worries. With
I'm
a
pretty
20,
good at those things.
no, he doesn't really seem affected. He's working very quickly. Like, as soon as he's done taking orders, he turns around and helps with the actual preparation of food. So he did not seem to have his feelings hurt in any way, shape, or form from not being tipped.
Fine. No problem at all, then. We'll continue our meal. I'm very hungry.
Okay. Well, you have food.
We
What would
eat
you all
it.
like to do? You're all of you are just gonna take your noodles and eat here in Goro's Noodles?
Well, I mean, we have a purpose here, of course. Our noodles and settling in for food is one thing, but we also would like to keep our eye out for any hoodlums, hooligans, vagabonds, thieves, hooks, or otherwise shady
I was just gonna say we
characters.
keep an eye out for Daigo. Like,
All that, fine.
Looking for
What?
bald half giant, gray skin. Give off dad bod energy.
Okay.
I feel like he shouldn't be like too hard to find if he's half giant. Like, are there a lot of half giants around?
I don't.
Make a history check if you would be so kind, Mako.
Okay.
There are a lot of these people that are big. I hope we'd seen them in a lifetime.
A 9. You're not all too sure. You come from a small community. You personally haven't seen many half giants, if any. It's you genuinely don't know.
Yeah, no, I wasn't honestly expecting to know. I'm like, dude, I've been here.
Okay then.
Okay, well, all of you with your
I've been here like 2
food,
days.
sit down at a table, begin eating, keeping an eye out for half giants with dad energy, and no one really fitting that very strange description walks into the noodle shop. You're keeping an eye out for Daigo, and by the time that all of you have finished your meal, he hasn't come by.
Okay. While we were there chilling, did anybody mention like any like sus language that sounded like it might be gambling-y type language?
Make a perception check, and what languages do you speak?
Common. Orc is not. Well, orc, yeah. Common and orc.
Okay. So go ahead and make that perception check if you would be so kind.
Yeah.
May I too scan the area with my ultra high frequency hearing?
Absolutely. Make a perception check. What languages do you speak?
I speak common, Dredic of the circle of the desert, and giant as well. In my earlier days, I had to negotiate with the tribe next to mine for water privileges.
Good to know. Please give me a perception check if you'd be so kind.
Wow. I am kicking ass tonight.
You really are. So Hina with a 16, you're keeping an eye out. You don't. Nothing in particular catches your ear. You're keeping out for conversations about gambling or shady stuff, as you put it. It's just not coming up. Clarabelle, you are keeping an ear out as well. You don't really know what you're trying to garner from eavesdropping. You do catch a few snippets of conversation in a language that you don't understand, but they're said in more hushed voices, and they're spoken like individuals will be speaking a different language, like a common or maybe an elvish, just a language that you know that you've heard before, and then they will for a brief instance snap to a totally different language and then go back to speaking common. So
Oh.
that's the shadiest thing that you can garner. You don't know what they're talking about. You just know that there is some language hopping.
And the source of this conversation, what sort of characters are we looking at?
It's a table of two individuals that have kind of conversed back and forth very briefly in this language that you don't recognize. One of them is a. They are very distinctly elvish, like full elvish blood. Though strangely enough, there's kind of a bluish tint to their skin. They seem to be an aquatic elf, though it's a bit diluted as far as the aquatic lineage goes. They have the pointed ears. They have very dark black hair that's kind of shorn a bit short. It's tied up very tightly in a teeny little bun. They are conversing with a draconic individual, a dragonborn. Green scaled, kind of has the whiskers curling down, a big golden frill running down their neck and their back. Both of them are wearing not necessarily the finest of attire, but there are adornments. They are both wearing these blue greenish vest like garments. They are sleeveless, and they both have just kind of like a symbol on the back right shoulder. If you would like to make a history check, you can do so to see if you recognize the symbol.
Would like to do that, as well as perhaps deduce if such company is commonplace. A dragonborn with a half-aquatic elf seems very diverse in this city.
Okay.
So many species living in harmony. I don't condone that. In fact, I celebrate it, but I just know that certain races have a hard time speaking to others. But I don't know which is which sometimes. Perhaps I can figure that out as well.
Of course, we'll go ahead and make two history checks. The first for the symbol, and the second for the mixing of races. I don't know how else to put it.
No, yeah, I just want to see if there's like certain races are pretty nasty towards others, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, of course.
if these guys are like nasty towards each other, then maybe there's something bigger that is keeping them at the table.
All right. First, you with a 14, you do not recognize the symbol.
Okay,
It
you
appears.
guys usually sit together, or if they're hated enemies. Oh, don't know. Okay,
And then
look
11.
away.
Okay, so 14. So for the symbol with that 14, you don't recognize that it is a circular symbol. The bottom half of which seems to be a cresting wave. The top half of which kind of curling down into the center looks to be a kind of draconic head. Both of them are wearing this symbol. With an 11 on the second history check. I mean, elves are definitely very commonplace here in Ohire. Aquatic elves, especially here in Miyota, they're pretty commonplace. You can see them all around. As for Dragonborn, well, I mean, you've seen a few of them here and there. You don't know totally how native they are to the island of Ohire in particular. To your knowledge, you don't recall any particular beef between Dragonborn and elves. You just don't know.
Hmm. Okay, then. That's the oddest thing that I see. Are these men that sit at this table armed with weapons beyond just competent daggers to use at the table for cutting meat?
The Dragonborn is unarmed. The Elvish gentleman does have a short blade at his waist.
Okay. Cannot condone a gentleman for his own protection. Fine. I don't think that what we are looking for is here, although the noodles were
The noodles are so good.
Yeah,
They
they
were
are.
delicious.
I see if I also notice those people and the symbol and whatever language that they're speaking that isn't common.
Well, if I don't know it, I will at the table mention it to the rest of my companions.
Okay.
The symbol over there, confidently, of course, in whispers. I'll speak of the symbol so that I'm stumped by it. My mind is sharp even at 78. So if I haven't seen in such a symbol, it's obviously something quite new. Then again, I was isolated most of those years.
Absolutely.
Nevertheless, as well, I will mention the unusual conversation and languages that are being used at the table, and the fact that they play off of common small speech. And I think when they dive into more sensitive topics, they cloak it with another tongue. Both of these phenomena I will mention to my companions as I slurp my noodles and almost choke because they're so damn good. I'm hungry.
All right. Well, Hina, Mako, the conversation between these two shady individuals has been pointed out to you by Clarabelle.
Is the other language that they're speaking Aquan?
It is not Aqua.
Okay,
Oh,
then never mind. I can't understand whatever the language they're speaking.
But
what?
if either of you would like to make a history check on the symbol both of them are
I
wearing,
would
you
love
may do
to.
so.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah,
Feel like it has like it almost feels like it has like a religious thing based on the lore that you like
gotta go
posted.
higher than me. Yeah,
19.
this is good.
Oh, heck
Very
yeah.
good, Mako. And Hina, you would like to try as well?
Thank you.
Oh,
20. Alright, yeah.
Nice.
With a 19 from Mako and a 20 from Hina, both of you instantly recognize this symbol. This is the symbol of the Green Sea Trade. Mako, a couple of their
Is that the
individuals...
pirates?
A couple of their clan have come to your town before, just kind of passing through, trading off goods when they can. Hina, you know about the Green Sea Trade just based on where you grow up. You've heard tales of them. Both of you kind of conversing about this, you both discuss this understanding that they are this trading company that operate primarily out of Dotai, the island off to the west. They have their hand in a whole bunch of different trading goods, and that does include more illicit substances. They are involved with the brewing of banned spirits, as well as the production of certain drugs, and a couple of other shady activities. They are, for lack of a better term, pirate-esque.
well,
Okay. But they're not like explicitly gamblers. Like
I mean, they are not gambling right here in this moment in time.
I guess, yeah. I just mean I don't know.
They
like,
will.
I guess they are not strangers to illegal activities, but you know.
Is there... Okay, so this noodle house, is it like a stall with like chairs around it? Is it like
Oh
a
no,
build?
it's a larger structure. It is this open air courtyard. You are surrounded on all sides by stone walls. It's a very secure location. I'm trying to think of a good way to describe it, but all of you are basically in kind of a cube. There is no roof above your heads. You're looking up into the stars. There is one doorway that you came through. It's just this simple archway with doors that are swung open. They are propped to be open to let traffic in and out. And at the opposite end is where the counter is for serving.
So behind that, is it an open air kitchen, or is the kitchen like? Is there a door?
Oh, it's
that
an open air
leads to-
kitchen. The kitchen is just right behind the counter. You can look at the counter and see the food being cooked.
Okay. And is there a structure that's next to this one that belongs to this noodle house?
It is part of an alleyway where it was just like a strip cluster of buildings that are all connected to one another. Just because you know of this place, you're probably aware that the office, where business is conducted, is in the building to the right of this one. Like if you were on the street looking directly at the front of this noodle shop, there is the management building on the right.
Okay. I will let the group know that there's a management building that's to the right of this building that might have more of what we're looking for.
More of what we're looking for.
That's my question as well.
Management building.
I believe
Wait.
we're looking for gambling.
I think we have 3 different plans in motion here.
I'm just finishing Noodles. Are we going next door to manage buildings and do things?
I'm gonna let y'all figure that out. If you want to message each other and just kind of get a game plan. While y'all do that, I'm gonna jump on over with Yami. Hello, Yami.
So, Barbara.
Hello.
Oh, you're a little quiet. Hang on, let me turn you up just a little.
I moved my mic away from my face.
Oh, there you are. Okay, cool. So yeah, shortly after exiting the library, you head on over to the Bitter Breeze. It's a bit of a walk, coming from the, I believe you were either in the Center Ring or the Gilded Ring, where the library is, all the way to the Dock Ring. It's kind of a ways out. So by the time that you find the Bitter Breeze Way House, it's gone from early evening to about like the sun is gone, the stars are out. It is a bustling, cool night to be wandering. And the Bitter Breeze itself, along the outer edge of the dock ring, is this it's not exactly a secure looking building. It's this one-story kind of like long way house. It's a wooden structure that has a couple of like flags along the outside of its railing that are all tattered and dingy. The front of the way house is the wood is kind of like moldering and starting to warp a little bit. The door opens up as you enter in. It is a rowdy tap house with a good few dozen people, all of them salty sailor types, people that work in the docks and on the boats. Like, that is their life. Many of them not even from this area, that are coming in from other port towns that have settled in for the evening, getting drinks, booking rooms, settling down for the evening. You have definitely walked into a rowdy crowd, but regardless, it is 4 walls to keep you safe, possibly some booze to keep you warm. You are here.
Great. I'm going to look for Akage, the dragonborn boat hand that I spoke with before leaving the docks.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one moment.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I realized that I was trying to muffle it, and then that like this mic is way too sensitive, and it probably didn't work at all.
Yeah, no worries. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Yami.
Okay. $19.
19. You scan along the room, looking for Akagi, seeing if he's here in the Bitter Breeze, and you do in fact see the blue-scaled dragonborn as he is sat at a table with a couple of other individuals. Half of them you do recognize from being on the same boat that you came on. These were all people that were working on that ship and just tending to it. The other half, you don't know them. They're probably locals to the city, but they're all together. It's a cluster of about 7 or 8 people that are all drinking, having a good time.
I'm going to wander over to Akage and I'll ask him, what's the best thing to drink here?
All right.
I had a real shit day and I kind of want to forget about it.
All right, well, yeah, you stroll on up to this group of sailors that are all talking and drinking. Akagi seems to be in the middle of a story. He's clutching onto a cup, and he's speaking to the rest of the group. And then once we got into port, I'll tell you. Oh, hey, Yami, how's it going?
I'm alive.
I see that. What's that? You're looking for a drink, though? I mean, honestly, it's all pretty cheap shit here. So, get what you want. It'll definitely get you drunk enough.
Okay. I will walk up to the bar and ask them to bring me what will get me drunkest the fastest.
All right. You say that. I'm gonna say that it costs you call it a singular bronze piece, and you are just handed a small clay gourd that it looks very similar to what the captain back in the seat at the river's edge was drinking.
Wonderful. I will try and drink it as fast as possible.
Make a Constitution saving throw. Well,
Nat 20 to 23?
Yeah, in Nat 20, you pop off the cork of this clay gourd with an audible thump. You tilt back, and just let all of the bitter, biting, brackish liquid just go down your throat. Immediately, there is a fire in your belly, there is an empty gourd in your hands, and your head is swimming. It takes you about 3 seconds to chug the whole thing down.
Wonderful. I'll ask the bartender for one more, and I'll make my way over to the table with it.
The bartender, who witnessed this display, grabs another gourd, puts it on the counter. This one's on the house. Gives you just this look of, I understand, and goes back to serving other patrons. You head back onto the table.
Sir.
Slight stumble in your step as you rejoin the rest of the sailors.
Basically, I just want to party the night away and hopefully pick up one of the dock hands for some time tonight.
Okay, and I'm asking for purposes of like if I need to roleplay a scene, are you going to just get one of these dock hands so you can converse with them, or is this a fade to black scene?
A fade to black scene.
Fair enough. Just double checking with that. So, yeah, give me a general charisma check if you don't mind. I'm not gonna give you disadvantage. You pulled out that fucking nat 20 on a con save. I'm gonna say that you're buzzed, but you're not drunk enough to have disadvantage on this roll. You were not poisoned.
Okay.
From a nat 20 to a nat 1. Well,
did I get any portent rolls this morning? Because I don't know what day it is.
It's the same day. It's the same day.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, so you've used both of them.
Okay.
Alright. Well, here's the thing. So, Yami, you spend a bit of time partying with these sailors, trying your best to work your way into a group that is already seemingly tightly knit. They all had this kind of flow of conversation going on, and now suddenly there is this new person half of them haven't seen before, occasionally piping up, trying to jam herself into the conversation and pull away one of these sailors for a night in the bunks. The moment that you realize it's probably not going to happen is the moment that you kind of stumble and spill some of your rice wine on one of these sailors, and they're kind of knocked back, into against the table where there is a open flame candle just giving light to the area, and in an instant his vest catches flame. Everyone else kind of has to pat him out, and there is this moment where you're standing watching this scene like, oh, I screwed up. This is going nowhere. And you just kind of sulk off into a corner of the bar. Akagi looks at you for a moment. You don't fully understand. The expression he wears is a mix of sympathy and just stay away for your own sake. So you are left to your own devices.
Very sad. Yeah, I'll probably just end the night alone in a room.
Okay. Well, getting a room, that's going to be another 2 bronze pieces just for a room for the night, if you are getting that. So with that, Hina, Mako, Satoshi, we go back on over to you. Have y'all devised a plan on what you're doing?
We have been discussing, yes.
We have a perfect plan.
We have so
that's-
many plans.
That's stating it strongly.
We have an absolute pinpoint accurate plan.
Oh no.
I want to hear it.
It's
Wait
Me
a
too.
minute.
Go
Let me
ahead,
look
explain the
at
plan. Go on.
Yeah.
Explain it.
Yeah, Clairvo, what's the plan?
It sounds
The
like it's very
plan was
thorough.
obvious. We're going to the Pearl House.
Okay.
We need to check on all of these leads. One of them might spring one up, and if we don't have any more leads, then we can, I think, dig further into some of these places that we've visited so far. But let's just travel the city looking for bald, gray dad types, and hopefully
Half right is an important part of that.
we can find this person at the next address. Are we all together on that? Keith's ready to... Keith, wake up.
I think that sounds good.
He's...
Are you proud of your impact on the description of Daigo now? Like, he is officially just a dad. You mentioned it offhand, and now he just is.
Hey.
Does he even have children?
That makes this...
Hey.
It
It's not
makes
the first time, it won't be the last. Hey.
Won't be the last. Won't be the last.
No, I would be disappointed if it was. Well, so you're all in agreement? The plan is to head on over to the Pearl House?
Yeah.
Grandma wants to play slots.
I have my pearls on, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm carrying
sure
Yuri.
gamble them away.
I'm carrying Yuri because he has that ramen sleep paralysis, you know?
Actually, yeah, give me a... You know what? No. Yuri is full, like, bloated belly, very much food coma, just kind of dangling in your arms. He's still, like, the fur around his mouth is matted up with broth. He is in little red panda heaven. He is doing wonderfully. But all of you head on over to the Pearl House, which is also here in the Silver Ring. It is a step in a fancier direction than Goro's Noodles. You are taken into a quieter part of the Silver Ring where it gets less into the rough and tumble, like artisans that are working hard at their craft, and gets a bit more into the artists and the more delicate work, and there is a more refined class of clientele here in this particular district of the Silver Ring. The Pearl House itself being a beautifully constructed 2-story building that is set at the edge of one of the many canals that pipette their way through the city. In fact, it is built where one of these canals feeds into a bathhouse that is set right next to the proper inn. It is you all enter the Pearl House into a warm, inviting, quiet and calm environment. A number of patrons are sitting here in quiet conversation, all of them sipping tea and eating at their meals. It's very much like kind of like continental breakfast at a Marriott hotel, where it has that air of refinement, but it's like just kind of missing the mark on it. Like it's trying too hard to appear fancy.
It's trying to be fancy, but it's not.
And that description applies to the clientele as well, where they're clearly the kind of people that will get dressed up and go to Olive Garden like once a month, and that's they make a really big deal out of it. They're all done up in their fancy dues, and they're acting like this is the sort of thing they do all the time, and this is very fine gourmet food that they're partaking of, but they're all enjoying themselves.
Okay, that's good for them.
So as you step into the foyer, to your left there is kind of like the greeting counter, behind which is a sprightly individual of elvish lineage, probably half elf. The ear is kind of rounded, and they are absolutely going for the I am rich and better than you aesthetic, where they are dressed up in super fancy clothing, this very, very fine, shiny silk kimono that is embroidered with all kinds of, like, crashing wave patterns that weave into each other, wearing silver jewelry, these rings on their fingers, and a necklace that is outside of their kimono, this very broad, like, half-crescent piece of jewelry. Their hair is tied up very, very neatly. They have a little bit of a head decoration, this silver kind of like half ring that wraps around the front of their head and extends just beyond their ears. Kind of has like those little red tassels on the end of it that droop down. Very fine features. They're done up in a bit of makeup, not a whole lot, just enough to kind of accentuate the natural beauty, is probably a way that they'd put it as you enter. Welcome to the Pearl House. Is there any way that I can assist you all?
I'm just imagining somebody in head-to-toe Gucci, just like
Pretty much.
manning the table. It's like, oh, you're not giving us the vibe you think you are.
Oh, can we? Is this the is this the sort of place that Daigo would come to? Whatever. Can we like glance? Can I just like glance around the room, like give it a quick scan to see if we can see him immediately? You know.
Of course. You give a quick scan. You don't see him immediately. I'll give that now. You do not see a half giant individual in this area.
So, the thing is, it's like a two-story deal.
Okay.
Shall we get...
They probably don't do their gambling at the first floor of this.
Yeah. So...
And have some drinks. How does that sound, girls? Guys, whoever.
The whole party is girls.
Okay, girls.
Whole party.
Oh, the girls! Excellent! I love it. Come, let's get some sake. We'll talk about old times. And keep our wits about us and see if we find out anything. And, perhaps one of us will have to get a rickshaw home.
Well, wonderful.
Maybe we can ask about, like, seating upstairs?
Sure.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but...
I think Clarabelle should ask.
Well, let's begin my first sake and so I can get a bit of bravery. And then I'll go ask around about fooly bats and dooley doos.
Okay.
I just mean, like, if we can get a seat upstairs in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, because we don't see him down here.
Fine, I'll go upstairs. Clarabelle will look for a staircase to go upstairs.
There does seem to be a staircase. It is behind the greeting counter where this half elf has greeted you. It does not seem to be immediately accessible.
You're just gonna start walking, okay?
I'll start walking towards that staircase.
Okay, you start walking towards the staircase. As you do, the half elf kind of gently intercepts you. Oh, pardon me, good madam. I did overhear you were seeking to partake in our wonderful stock of sake. You are welcome to. It is down here. The upstairs is for clientele with reservations. The drinking is done down here.
How would one get a reservation to go upstairs, young man?
One only needs to ask.
May I go upstairs?
Just gonna make it quick.
I stare at him. Keith sitting there too? It's not a silly question, Keith, is it? No, it is not.
This individual, they kind of look you up and down, trying to get a read on you. You may.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
I will go very slowly up the staircase, young man, and I'll stay to the right in case younger feet tread up behind me. Clarabelle will start to go towards the staircase with Keith and begin one step at a time, slowly making her way, creeping and ascending above.
Okay, so you begin going up the stairs. Hina, Mako, you are left in the foyer.
Yeah, sure. Mako's gonna wait to see if Hina is going to also ask if we can go upstairs. She doesn't want to ask first.
I'm trying to think of what Hina would do, because Hina's like, I totally want to do this, but also, I did promise Mistress that I wouldn't get into trouble.
A little late in the night for that.
You know, all we've done is eaten noodles so far.
That's true. That's true.
Nothing
We're doing
terrible.
nothing wrong. We're being non-aggressive at all. One more step for me.
We're just hanging out.
What are y'all doing?
Oh, I'm on my third step.
Oh boy. Okay. Hina will. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, poor Hina. All
Don't
right.
leave an old lady alone, please.
Hina is gonna go up to the counter.
Go
To the
upstairs.
half elf.
Yes.
To the half elf.
Yes.
The half. Is it a guy? Is it a lady?
You're not entirely certain. They have this quality of both masculine and feminine features. It's hard to get a read on exactly what they might identify as.
Sure. Okay. So, I will actually call after Clarabelle. Ma'am, hold on. I'm gonna look at the half elf and I'll be like, you just let her go up the stairs?
Well, of course. She asked to.
Yeah, she asked to. Don't you see that she's struggling to get up the stairs? Her granddaughter is right here. You know, I told you that you should have held her hand. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, that we really need to, work on that, okay?
You always help me up these stairs every time. I told you my bones can handle it. If you want to help me, please help me up these stairs. I just want to get up to the top safely. You know, last time I almost fell and broke my hip.
Oh. I'm gonna turn to her and say, okay, we're actually, helping her while she's here. Could we also
my
go
goodness.
upstairs, please?
Oh, almost slipped.
You ask if you can go
I hope I have a lawyer.
This half elf kind of looking between you and the shouting coming from the stairwell. What is it you think you'll find up there?
I'm just trying to follow with my grandma. I don't really. I'm very new around here, and I'm just following her.
Is that right?
I've never been here.
I've been to 7 steps, people. Oh,
Oh.
my
We are drawing way too much attention to ourselves.
Well, you
Insight
are
check into
so
the
dutiful to care
guy.
for your grandmother. I'm afraid you must forgive me. I did not make that connection. The family resemblance, well, it doesn't quite shine through.
I mean, Hina's gonna take a step back and more like, I'm sorry, you are aware that people have blended families,
I'm
right?
aware.
Okay, I just want to make sure that you're
And I'm
aware.
merely offering my apologies for not making that connection.
Apology very much accepted. Now, I would prefer for her not to fall down the stairs. If you don't
Yes, come
mind,
help me,
we'll.
please. Come, please. My 8th step is too much. I'm scared at this point. I can't go up too much further, and I'm afraid to go back down.
Oh
I
my gosh.
I
Like you're
am
climbing a tree.
I am truly sorry for the inconvenience and the unwanted attention. But if you really don't mind, we would love to just help her get up the stairs and prevent an accident.
I'm certain you would. Our policy is that only those with reservations may go upstairs.
We
9th
make
step. This will be a
reservations
big.
with her.
May we have a reservation then?
Do you wish to go upstairs?
We would.
Yeah.
You may.
I'm
this is real
the
weird.
the verbal game of like, oh, can we go upstairs? Oh, you have to have a reservation to go upstairs. Can we make a reservation? Oh yeah, you can go upstairs. Like
You know what? Hina's just gonna
You made your reservation.
push Mako through and like, okay, let's go help grandmother here so she doesn't fall down the stairs and we don't have to take her old bones to the apothecary. Let's go.
No, we don't want to hear that. Let's get out of here, upstairs, and do what we're doing to find the things of Noodles stuff.
All right. Well, Hina
No,
and Mako,
just
you
let's go.
follow Clarabelle up the stairs. But after all of this conversation, it's a singular flight of stairs that wraps around, and Clarabelle is like just now reaching the landing of where the stairs are, where they turn around. So you get up there.
I imagined a much grander staircase in my head.
Nope. You all kind of hobble her up onto into the top of the staircase, which it opens up into what is normally like a large singular room. It's divided though by a curtain. In the very center, there is one individual standing in front of the curtain. In this area that it opens up to what you can see, however, there are a few tables, all of them kind of like pushed up against the wall, a couple of chairs around each table, and at we'll say like at two of the tables there are a few individuals sitting, sipping tea, just staying where they are.
Yeah.
You are all upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Does not look to be things that we were searching to find.
Oh no, the people sipping tea are not gambling, but there's a suspicious curtain.
Well, Mako's grandmother,
Walking towards the curtain.
maybe.
Going
Okay.
towards the curtain.
Yeah.
Moving towards it.
Okay, you're moving towards the curtain. There is an individual standing in front of where the curtain would part. This rather large, stocky, dragonborn individual with like a very stocky frame, black scales. They don't. Just as a point of order, there are two types of dragonborn in Orizon. The first being those with the very like the longer serpentine bodies, like very long neck, long tail, and then there are others that are more traditionally draconic. Where they kind of have that more humanoid stance, but the draconic features peeking through. This one is the latter. So they have the black scales, large frame. Their arms are crossed. They have a sword. They have the katana and the wakizashi at their sides, and they are just standing there.
Question, Booth. Did
Yes.
anybody in the area that we just passed of people drinking tea, do any of them match the description of... Okay.
Getting closer to that curtain.
Yeah, you get closer to the curtain.
There's a guy standing in front of the curtain.
There is an individual standing in front of the curtain.
I say, excuse me, sir. May I go beyond this curtain?
You may not.
I may not.
Why?
Can I now go? Is there some sort of protocol?
Can I make a
No.
reservation?
Do I need to make a reservation to go into this curtain?
You are
Seems
not
like
permitted to
I'm
pass.
missing something. What?
You are not permitted to pass.
May I pass now?
No.
At this time?
Is the distraction giving these guys any time to maybe take a look behind this curtain or do anything? Or are they far behind me?
I don't think he's opening the curtain. He's just standing there.
I want to
he's
try to
just
get
standing
you
there.
guys.
I'm gonna say, what if I go forward and look beyond the curtain?
You are not allowed to do so.
But what if I do, sir?
If you attempt, I will stop you.
You would stop an old man from going behind a curtain?
Yes, I would.
Oh, man.
An old lady's eye. Okay, fine. I guess this isn't the place that I thought it was. I'll bring my business elsewhere.
No,
And I'll start-
no response.
I'll start like turning about and I'll turn back.
Is there like a bartender or somebody serving tea or something like that?
As you all kind of like linger in this area, a server does come up from the same staircase that you all came from, and
Yeah.
yeah, just this general server of. Sorry, all thought left my brain. A very delightfully looking young female human, potentially half-elf individual in a very nice kimono holding a tray that is stocked with a couple of drinks does come up the stairs, same stairway that you all approached from. She approaches the curtain. The Dragonborn steps to the side very, very briefly as the server carefully weaves through the curtain, disappears behind it, and then a few moments later returns with a completely empty tray and goes back down the stairs.
See.
Mhm.
Are we able to see anything behind the curtain when she slips through, or is it just like, yep, there's probably people back there?
You can make me a perception check if you would like.
I can sure try. Oh, I realized earlier that when I made the history check, like, then I got like a 9 on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I have the like shared knowledge thing that I need to like remember about.
You do indeed.
You know.
You have that feature.
I need to remember about that. But I do have perception.
20.
Whatchamacallit, proficiency.
Well, you know
What?
That's the DC.
What? Hold on, I'm not on that tab. What did I get?
You
25.
got a 25.
25?
Mako.
Nice.
Yeah, with a 25.
Okay.
For the moment, the instant that the curtain is briefly pulled back, you hear the sound of. It sounds muffled, but there is conversation. You hear some like wooden clacking as well, and then all goes silent as the curtain falls back into place. Like it goes silent way too fast.
Oh, that's interesting.
And the same thing happens when the server comes back. It's very muffled, muted, like bit of conversation, like indistinct conversation and noise. I mean, you would know this in particular. It kind of sounds like somebody talking underwater as the curtain is pulled back, and then it goes completely silent when the curtain falls into place.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. It's honestly very smart of them to have like a magic. I was wondering if we could like hear people talking when, like, it's just a curtain. No. It's pretty cool.
So now
Going-
am I allowed to go behind the curtain yet?
Just asking the same Dragonborn.
No. Damn it, he hasn't changed.
No,
Fine.
he has not changed.
I'm not insane yet. That's in my 80s.
The people who are in this room that we're in, sipping tea, right?
Yes.
Do they have weapons with them?
I said there was like maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Like that.
roll
Sounds
something. One of them does have a blade. It's in a very fine gilded scabbard. It looks more like a ceremonial piece than anything else, just like a sword to carry around for the purpose of carrying around a sword. The other individual is unarmed, visibly unarmed.
Okay. I'm going to like note. I don't think we're up with like Clarabelle, but I'll note to like Hina since she's standing right next to me. I assume the like stuff about like the curtain, like that there's like a magic spell on it that's like preventing sounds from coming through.
Boy.
But when it did open, it sounded like wooden clacking, like possibly dice.
I mean, we need to get past there. He's not letting us through.
What did the server look like when she was like?
She came upstairs and through the curtain.
Yeah.
Just a very pretty young human or half-elf woman in her early 20s, maybe even her late teens. A very nice kimono.
Okay.
Yeah, in the same kind of style as the greeter person was wearing. It has the crashing waves, but far less garish. It's a bit more simple and not as loud. It has very gentle wave patterns along the sleeves and the back. The kimono itself being kind of like a very slightly shimmering dark blue with pearlescent trimming.
Okay. I was just thinking along the lines of like, if it was a more generic outfit, then maybe, possibly, we could like fake our way through, you know? But, don't know about that. I don't have any illusion spells.
Does Clarabelle feel in her intelligence and wisdom that if she shape-changed in perhaps the form of a rat or some other smaller animal, that she could make her way into the other side of that said curtain and take a glimpse as to the activities that are beyond? Keith could stay with the other 2 ladies, and I might take the risk if it seems that there are feasible ways to go in that isn't seen by the front bully.
I mean,
that says I can't go inside.
There doesn't seem to be anything physically keeping you from going through the curtain as a rat, aside from the bouncer. There doesn't seem to be any physical obstacle you would have to weave your way around. It really just comes down to the matter of shape changing and not drawing attention to yourself at the moment that you change shape.
All right.
Okay, so here's the deal. Downstairs, I'll turn into the smallest of mouse. You ladies go upstairs and make some sort of distraction. I don't want to know exactly what you'll do.
Is this a conversation that you're having?
Wait,
Right in front of the
Yeah, where are we having this conversation?
Downstairs. Definitely,
we're going back downstairs.
Yeah,
So
away
we went
from
back
all.
downstairs?
Back to the alley if we have to, so that we can try to rethink this through. Because there's no way that this guy's gonna bully. I'd like to get outside and make a plan. Now that we've seen what we have in front of us, go back down the stairs. It doesn't seem like the person that led us upstairs was much of a big deal.
I'll just say I had back problems or something, and then I forgot my purse upstairs or something, whatever, and we'll just yo-yo back up. But definitely, Clarabelle would mention like we should go and probably mention our options now, something of the sort like that to get away from wandering ears. All of us could use. We're all heroes. We have some sort of spell casting or sneaky or something. We could talk it through outside the context of all these people.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we're gonna just sit there and bully this guy through the curtain, or unless you guys are like seriously gonna charm him, like I
No,
don't know.
I was just thinking it was kind of like, I don't know, kind of weird to just go like be like, "Can we go upstairs, please?" and then like
That's
leave
why
like a
I'm
minute
playing. I'm
later.
playing the senile effect. Like I'm just an old lady wandering and wandering like stupid areas. Like I'm not even thinking there's any purpose. I'm talking to walls. I'm just trying to see what the scene looks like. 'Cause if I have to like shape change, or we have to use spells, or if they actually have like crossbows cocked and stuff, or whatever, it might be a whole different scene trying to get through. Seems like there's just one bouncer up there. And I mean, if he's gullible, he might talk to a pretty girl, or if he's money hungry, he might get tipped off for a few, maybe a silver. And if he can get distracted by a silver or something falling to the ground, or talking to him about some kind of deal, and he'll take, even if you go up there and say, "Hey, bub, a silver to get behind the curtain," and if as long as you make eye contact with him, and I'm a mouse, I could scoot underneath that thing and take a look to see if gambling's going on, and if our buddy's back there.
True.
Shape change lasts for a bit.
So are we going downstairs to talk about this and then back in and then
Yeah,
back
I mean,
upstairs?
are we gonna? Unless you want to whisper it right there in the staircase about what's
No,
what.
no,
what's
I'm just
happening.
saying like
I mean,
the going back up is like
this also seems like a lot of work, and we don't know where he is. Like it's like we could do all of this, and he could not be there.
That's true, but that does
We-
eliminate that he's not here.
consider that we just get like a table. It's like it is, like they have tea. Like we just get a table in this room and then like
And
I
just
don't
hang
know.
out?
We wait until like literally nobody's looking, or you like, drop something under the table or something, and then you like go under and just disappear.
I mean, okay, so this room that is upstairs, is it behind like a door? Is it a curtain? Is it just like an open loft? Like what's
It's
the
just like an open loft.
Okay.
The staircase opens up immediately into this open area. There are like 6 tables, 3 on either side of the room that are pushed up against the wall, and then
Mhm.
further in, there's the curtain that separates one half or potentially even more, an even larger portion of the room beyond it.
Mm.
How wide
Okay.
is this? 5 feet wide.
The room it would be about 15 feet wide from end to end.
Shiggity do a lot of surface then.
Oh.
I mean, if we had option to, if you guys want to try to take a peek, that's a lot of options for me to get through. Like, I mean, that's a long curtain for me to have to. I mean, it doesn't seem like it'd be hard to take a peek.
I mean, we could alternatively, we could just grab a table up here, order some tea. Clarabelle, you can excuse yourself to the bathroom. You know?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Anything like that, but yeah, I mean, we could sit here for an hour just to see what the traffic looks like and see if it's worth the wild shit, because we have one more place to go to, so we could go to that other. I mean, I don't want to.
I mean, technically there's 3 because we didn't really check out the first one. We just went to the noodle shop. We didn't see the place where stuff happens.
Oh, well,
So-
I ate noodles, and that happened for me, so I was pretty happy.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to do that, I mean, we can try and order some tea. Other people having tea, we can have tea up here, right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
That's
All right.
It is.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can try and
Okay.
order some tea.
All
tea
right,
and
so all-
sake.
Yeah, all of you sit yourselves down at a table. Eventually, one of the servers
In the
that's-
corner or at the wall,
good to know.
please.
Yeah.
Like as secluded as possible. Eventually, one of these server girls that is going back and forth does approach your table, asks you if you want anything. Those of you that order drinks, they are brought to you pretty promptly within a few minutes. You're waiting a good 10 minutes, 30 minutes, about an hour passes as you've all sat yourselves down looking for an opening, just keeping an eye out. And throughout this time, a few people have come up, distinctly not servers, just like very obviously they are patrons that come up from the staircase and go through the curtain, no problem. Bouncer doesn't have anything to say to them, he just steps out of the way and lets them pass. A couple of people also exit the curtain from the other side, and it's about an hour or so that a figure steps out from behind the curtain. They take a few steps forward, kind of sigh. You see a 30 or 40 something year old half giant Goliath man, about 7.5 feet tall, kind of like hunching over to walk from behind the curtain, dressed in a very functional garb. Like the patrons here, they kind of have the fancy schmancy pants going on. This Goliath has kind of like the off work clothes, just very fine, very functional. No real glitz or glam about them. Clean shaven. No hair on top, covered in a couple of these like spiraling black ink tattoos that curve around the skull. You see they kind of like wrap around the arms as well. On the right hand, the top half of the forearm and the back of the hand are completely black, like soot black. That's how much he's been inked up. But yeah, he sighs, kind of like swears under his breath, and starts to walk towards the staircase.
Well,
do we want to follow him outside after, like a, like not immediately stand up at him leaving, but like, kind of head out after him so that we can like talk to him outside? So we're not just talking to him right here?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be suspicious if we if we leave as soon as he leaves. I think we should wait a little bit.
Come, Keith.
But we're going to lose him.
I mean...
Wait too long.
Okay. So at this point in the night, have we closed out our tab? Like, I don't know what the payment option was like.
We'll call it, for the group, this is a bit of a fancier place. So for the group, it would be about 2 bronze pieces, just for the drinks and anything else that you would have ordered. We'll say that.
I'll just pay with my Electrum.
They look at you and they're like, this is fake. This is Monopoly money. What is this?
I'll fork over a bronze. Okay, so...
Don't you have a senior discount?
So it was my understanding that we were planning to stay for an hour, and so in my head, like, we were closing out our tab as this guy passed us.
Yeah.
So we were leaving anyway. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
yes,
just
we
like
want
give
to
it
follow
like 30
him.
seconds and then head out after him.
You want to follow and get conversation with this gentleman, right?
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, that is the plan.
I like that plan. So let's away with the plan.
Boy.
I will get a coin off of my pocketbook and then we shall away with the plan.
I want to give like a copper. Well, no, I want to give like 3 copper pieces to that nice human who's been like serving us. Like I feel like the vibe of this place is like we don't appreciate our workers. Like, so I want her to feel like she's appreciated.
That's a good thing to do.
Hand over the iron bits, and she kind of nods and bows. Thank you very much, and like make sure that the bouncer isn't looking directly at her as she tucks away the other pieces in her kimono.
No, good.
I mean, I hand it to her discreetly because, like, I'm like, I pretend to know what's going on, but I really don't. I've only like seen this in manga.
Okay, so you all have closed out your tab and you're heading downstairs at roughly the same time this half giant is.
Right.
A little bit after, but yeah, basically just like
we will trail
approximately
him
the
like
same time.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, but like Clarabelle has to go down slowly, and we have to help her to keep up appearances. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she
will
can't just
shuffle
like jog down.
quickly.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
will.
fine.
I will tell the man at the end. I'm a little quicker down than I am up.
In that case,
Gravity, you know?
what is everyone's passive perception? If I could ask that real quick. I
My
imagine yours is pretty high, Clarabelle.
passive perception. Most things don't escape me, but I'm not super passive. 15.
15? Okay, not bad.
16.
You have a 16.
10.
Good to know.
16.
Okay, Mako and Satoshi Clarabelle, both of you hear this as the two of you, Hina and Mako, are helping Clarabelle down the stairs. Those with the keener perceptions hear very slightly muffled, just like down, you surmise it where the greeting counter is. You hear the half-elf individual say, "Did you make up any of your debt tonight?" There's a gruff, "You know I didn't, so can it, Kaio." And that's the end of that conversation, as about the time that you're down the flight of stairs going back into the foyer, the half-giant is leaving, is closing the door.
Knew it.
Let us.
Knew it.
I mean, are we going to gain conversation with this gentleman?
I mean, we should go. We should go outside. Like,
Yeah, like we
Let's do this.
leave and see if we can still see him by the time I get out there.
We'll
Or if he
get
just like
outside
dropped
and
into an
take a
alley.
look. Do
I
we
mean-
see this gentleman? We'll buy this bowl. Let's buy it.
I mean, or alternatively,
What?
Clarabelle and Mako heard that he has debt, and
Yeah.
it's gonna
Debt.
kind of look suspicious if we were just hanging out there and then we show up, right? I mean, it's gonna look
No.
suspicious regardless.
You gotta make the decision.
No, we just tell him.
He's left the building, he is going who knows where.
Let's
I mean, we are also exiting the building.
Oh,
so,
we're
like,
not.
we're like,
We're not lollygagging.
yeah.
We're discussing this as we trail him.
Okay, so you're
And
actually following him.
Oh, we're most definitely following him.
Keeping
But
that
we
in
want
mind.
to try to strike a conversation, and I don't think it's too curious for us to just happenstance see him on the street and know that he is a bowl maker, and that we have coin to pay for it, or perhaps we can do other things to help pay for the bowl. I don't know how your coin situation is, but mine is fair.
Probably
I-
not enough for a 1,000-gallon pot.
Yeah, I think we should try other things before we try money.
I was just trying to pinpoint where you guys were. So as you're following him, you leave the Pearl House. The greeter does
Time is
call.
it?
It's getting to the late evening. Like
Okay.
yeah. As you leave, the greeter calls out, "Well, I hope you had a wonderful time, and if you wish to experience more, perhaps come back with a reservation." That's about the time that you're leaving and tailing after this half-giant, discussing what you want to say to him.
I'm so drawn to want to find out how to get this reservation. Nevertheless,
Can do that in the morning, honestly. Let's go talk to. I mean, okay.
so go talk to him and see what negotiated terms you can come to.
Oh. Okay, you know what? Sure. Okay. Are stalls still open? Or
It's getting about to the point at night where things are closing down for the evening. Like there are, of course, a couple of places like the Pearl House. It's open pretty much 24/7, but most places are shutting down.
If there's hesitation, like if we're going on the street and he's kind of getting a little bit too far, or if he gets to the point where we can't see, Clarabelle will call out Doggo's name and try to get his attention to turn around and visually stop him, face to face. But if there's if any of the other two want to try to rush up there and speak to him and get his attention quicker, that's fine too. But Clarabelle doesn't really maybe the other two understand the past of this gentleman a little bit more, but Claire has no idea why everybody's kind of worried about trying to get him to to make this bowl. So if she sees him
What do you
walking,
mean worried about? We talked to we talked to the dude. We know why we're talking to him.
let's get the bowl deal done.
All depends on how
Oh,
you approach
boy.
it. How do you all want to go about that?
Okay, is there a stand that is selling like sake or like mooncakes or something, like little sweets or something?
Roll me a D100.
Oh boy.
Sometimes Clarabelle doesn't remember what happened 3 minutes ago.
13.
13's not gonna cut it.
Mm-hmm.
You're in an area where things are a bit more upscale, to the point where little food stalls of drinks and snacks, if they're here, they're just not open.
Alright. Fuck it. Alright.
I don't know. Let's just go talk to him. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we're just sabbling up to him, like not in a threatening
like we're
way.
No, not in a
Hey,
threatening way
hi.
at all. No
Just
threat
see.
here. None.
Take a page out of Mako's book. Excuse me.
You call
Hello?
out, and the half giant stops, looks over his shoulder. Are you talking to me?
My,
Sorry
you're
to bother
big.
you this evening. Are you, by any chance, Daiko?
There's an initial defense that like he's holding himself with, but as he looks the three of you up and down, he kind of relaxes just a bit. Yes, that's my name.
Sorry to bother you this evening. But could we have a moment of your time?
Depends on what it's about.
Oh, well, we're actually just running an errand for someone about a bowl.
Pot.
A pot. Pot, bowl, same thing.
Right, well, potsmithing is my expertise, so my shop opens tomorrow.
Would you prefer for us to talk to you tomorrow?
Potsmith. Found him.
What is it that you're looking for?
Well, it's rather...
Clarabelle kind of stop for a minute and then go back a little bit.
Well, I have to say, it is rather sensitive, so... Would you mind just stepping to the side with us?
Make a persuasion check.
He's gonna think he's getting mugged in an alleyway.
No, I'm saying like the guy is like outside of the guild, right? So this is technically kind of illegal, right?
Is it illegal?
16?
16? I'm gonna roll against you. Just
Okay.
the way that you phrase that.
I'm not trying to be threatening. I really am just like, hey man.
That is the
All right,
strange
well-
thing. We are just making a big pot for lobster.
Well,
I'm lost.
Well, you won the roll, so Daigo, though he does
Feet
kind
tall.
of...
I'm like 5'8". Come on, man.
Right, I know, but you all technically do outnumber him, and he's seen strange things in his life. Regardless,
A
you
puppy
won the
fish
roll.
and a grandma and a little geisha. Yeah.
you won the roll.
Yay.
So though Daigo does kind of tense up, putting on the defensive front for just a moment, he steps in a bit closer. What is this? Huh?
Okay, look. Are you familiar with Enkai? Watanabe?
Yeah, I know him.
Okay, look. He needs a really, really big, specially made pot, and I don't understand all the details, but apparently his situation's a little sticky, and he can't approach you about this particular thing, so he asked us to do it.
How big of a pot are we talking?
It's big.
1,000 gallons.
That's big.
Makes sense. Something like that, a request of the magnitude normally would have to go through the guild. And I'm guessing you know the kid. He's not part of it. If he starts making requests, it'll get flagged up. People will start poking into his business. He probably wants to avoid that.
Right. Would you be able to help?
So?
I mean, I like the kid.
That's a yes. That's a yes.
But 1,000-gallon pot, that's costly. We're talking 483 silver pieces costly.
Man.
That is quite costly.
Like, that's a lot of silver.
It's a lot of material. It's a lot of work.
I mean,
And if you want this to float under the nose of the guilds, well, that's a bit of a favor, so I'm factoring that in.
right.
Yeah.
So,
Is there anything that you need that could help you with to lower the price? That I don't know if you need like errands or like favors.
No, price is where it stands. 483 silver
okay.
pieces. If you're asking what I need is payment. Coin.
We could go get the material for you. I don't know if I'm assuming you get a pretty good bargain for it, but
It's not an issue. I have plenty.
okay.
okay.
Okay. 400 and how much?
We're gonna have to like.
483.
We're gonna have to pull.
48.
He
Gold
spends
83.
practically no time like coming up with that amount. Like he
Yeah, that was
readily
fast. Oh, we might have to try and figure out how to pull out the whole like debt card thing. I don't know how.
But that
What?
might be how much his debt is.
It's
Is what
how
I'm
much
thinking.
debt.
Yeah.
It's exactly how much debt he
His
has.
debt is, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That's how much debt he has.
But what do we do with that? Like, what
There's
do we do
two
with that
ways
debt?
to
We can't
approach it.
wipe away the debt.
Yes, we either wipe away the debt or we wipe away the one he owes. Those are your two options.
Those sounded like the same thing to me.
No, one requires buying off the person he owes. The other one requires offing the one he owes.
Yeah, but that person, that person could be a very powerful person in the city. That could be a guild master for all we know.
But those are
I
really
don't
the
know
two
about
options
that.
you have in debt.
Oh boy.
I
400.
know, it is a pickle. 483 silver coins is no joke. That is a lot of money. We will have to try to find some people that have that sort and do favors for them. But it seems like, I don't know, are we in haste to start this bold project? And if so,
Yes.
at what speed must it be made?
I mean,
Fast.
yeah, we do need it quickly. He does need it for the festival thing.
Okay, then.
Oh boy. 483 silver pieces.
A debt like that would require us
tomorrow.
adventuring at a high level with someone with great pocketbooks. Who do we know in this town with great pocketbooks?
Maybe, alright, okay,
Wait.
Oh, and we must
No,
also
I just-
keep it under the radar because it appears that we are buying an illegal bowl.
I just remembered that I think I'd mentioned in like the messages like us mentioning him that like the purpose of the pot and being like, hey, if if this goes real well, then like your business can like benefit from
I
this
like
cool
that
spectacle.
angle.
But if he's trying to not be connected to having made the pot for Enkai, then not sure
Right.
that works.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear like he's gonna want his name scribed on the pot for pictures when the whole bowl is being made. So
Okay. What if we take this back to Enkai and then maybe okay.
do we
Oh yeah,
have
get
any
like
other
his opinion
alternative
since he knows
people?
him.
He's
Yeah.
he's still there.
Yeah, I know
I'm
he's still
assuming
there,
this
so-
is all like internal monologue. You're not just
Ro-
discussing this outright.
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
I
of
don't
course
tend
not.
to like. Yeah.
So he requires the payment up front. It does honestly. I was gonna say maybe work out like a payment plan as Enkai's business gains in popularity. He'll be able to pay it off over time.
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
Well,
You know what?
That sort
He's
of
gonna
thing.
want that money quick if he's in debt to someone with.
I mean,
That's
but we
true.
don't know. We don't know
Come
that.
now, that number is
We
quite
don't know that.
obvious.
Hina doesn't know that unless somebody told her, because Hina wasn't paying attention.
Please, poor Bell looks at the gambler and sees the value so quickly spit out. It's
Okay.
a handsome sum too.
Okay.
Oh my!
Got it. Hina's going to look at Daigo and she's going to say, well, that is a lot of money. And Enkai is trying to save his business. Hopefully, with this pot and what he has planned, he'll be able to make a fair bit of coin and be able to pay this in full.
No,
Oh.
I'm sure he would. The kid's
He's very good at what he does.
yeah.
And
it's not right to him what the guild did to him and his family there.
I mean, he's very kind, and he is trying to make a comeback.
You're not wrong. I have respect for the kid, for his family, what I know of him. But there's no way of knowing that he'll bounce back. He tries hard, he really does, but things are stacked against him. And this kind of work, with this kind of price, that's material that I'm using, more importantly, that's time that I'm using, not working, fulfilling other orders. So, unless I have guaranteed payment, it's not a project I'm willing to take up.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Could we get back to you tomorrow after we've had time to run this by Enkai? We really appreciate the estimate.
Of course.
No, thank you so much for your time, and we know it's late. Thank you, really.
You're welcome.
That's
All of you
what I
have a good evening.
You too.
definitely
Bye.
need from the
Nod's
group.
turns, continues walking the way that he was earlier.
Oh,
Alright,
boy.
well. Found that dude.
goddamn. Enkai 483. Honestly.
How can we find that kind of money? What kind of adventure would we have to do to earn that coin that quickly?
Honestly, if you just let me blackmail him, then we could probably have done this well.
What would we blackmail him with? I don't
With
know.
obviously the debt. Or maybe he's trying to get out of town. I mean, if he's trying to get out of town.
He has a very successful business. I don't think he's trying to leave.
I mean, lots of people with successful businesses vanish for no reason.
But we need him at least to make the bowl.
Well, we know how much it costs. Let's run it by Enkai and let's see. Maybe we're trying to get the other things too, right? We still need to get the emerald peel. Or no, we need to get the Eversalt. The
Right.
Eversalt, yep. And the emerald peel.
Emerald Peel. Right.
No.
We need those as well. Gosh. 483 coin.
I think that the emerald peel ones the family's open to accepting bribes or prone to accepting bribes. Money we don't have.
We don't have. We need to find a means for it.
Yeah.
In the desert,
I mean,
we
okay,
never.
people are motivated by money, but people are motivated by other things besides money. Like he has to want something else besides money.
He wants his hide from whoever he owes the debt from. Perhaps we can go to the hide collector and ask what that person wants. That seems more reasonable because people that usually hold such debts over others hold multiple big debts like this and are big spenders with big problems.
I mean,
Right? If we go to his debt collector and say that we will perform some sort of adventure on his behalf to clear the debt, then maybe that will be our ends and means to be able to find our goal.
what if one, they don't need an adventure from people who aren't adventurers? Two, we only have a few weeks before we're going to do whatever, and that's a really big sum of money. I mean, if we were to go somewhere to make that type of money, it would take much longer than a week.
Well, it's not about matter. It's like this. Here's the deal. We go to the debt collector and we take upon ourselves the debt for this gentleman of the gold maker. He starts his work because he's free of debt now. 483 coin.
But then
From
how?
there, he can start his work and we will have it in time. But
Then
now
how-
we have to deal with the debt collector. And that is the problem. Either we have to find the 483 coin, or we too have to defend ourselves or do and perform other action. But I think if we clear this man's debt from the gambling, he is in our debt to make the bowl.
Yeah, that seems like the end.
I'm just worried about the character we'll have to deal with, aka the debt collector. They are usually not the nicest of people to deal with. I don't know.
Well,
What do you think? I think that might be our quickest in. I can't think of how to make 483 coin. It's hard for me to think of making 4 coin in a week.
I think it's getting late,
Yes.
and I know I need to go. But perhaps we should meet up tomorrow to discuss further our circumstance, because this is dicey. Also, perhaps Yami, maybe Yami had other things going on. Perhaps Yami might be able to provide some additional insights,
I think that's a great idea. I am
So-
tired.
I will bid you all a good night.
Okay, yeah. Clarabelle definitely wants to retire. She's exhausted, and it can't be that late. I don't think.
It's gotten rather late.
Okay, sleeping time for Claire.
All right.
Yeah, with an hour after it being done. Yeah.
Okay.
We had a show, dinner. We hung out for an hour in a gambling house. The frick?
Will
We
you
drank,
know
we drank
first?
tea, we drank sake, we went here, we
Going
went
to your places of rest where you have housing.
Okay,
Things to
cool.
think about, options to go over, and not a clear direction of how to go about this favor for Enkai. But regardless, you have some machinations. Before we close out, Yami.
Yes.
So, back at the Bitter Breeze, after the brief incident where you accidentally ignited somebody, and after such an incident, you seclude yourself from the merrymakers. You start getting a bit deep into your drink. Pretty dang deep into the cups, guzzling down this rice wine until your head is swimming. And it gets to the point where you start to lose track of the events of the evening. At one point, you're talking to Akagi, but you don't remember anything about the conversation. You're not certain what was discussed. You lose consciousness at some point, fallen into a drunken stupor. And you wake up. Feel the dryness in the back of the throat, the pounding headache that is creeping up the back of the neck. You feel like absolute garbage. You kind of push yourself up out of bed, and you see, yes, you were brought to a bed. You are alone. It's early morning, very early. You can see just the first bit of the light of the dawn peeking through the window. And you're here, you're alone.
At the brightness of the sky, she just kind of winces and covers her head back up again with the blanket.
Yeah, you do so. You enclose yourself in as much darkness as you can, keeping out the stinging light.
Perfect. And she's just going to lay there until she forgets what happened last night, or at least can lock it away somewhere.
You sit there for a little while, for a few minutes or so. And pretty soon you hear at your door just a quick knock.
Oh.
Hey, Yami? You awake?
Define awake.
Well, you're talking, so that's a good start. Is it okay if I come in?
Do I recognize the voice?
You do. It's Akagi.
Okay, good. Sure.
Yeah. The door slides open. Akagi, the dragonborn, steps in, closes the door. He has a small tray. There's a bowl and a little jug on it. He sits it down. Well, I brought you some food. No worries about the cost. It's cheap stuff. You can have it. How you holding up?
I'll sit up slowly from underneath the blanket, just holding my head gently. Other than this pounding headache, fine. I'm just fine.
You mentioned it was a rough night last night. The way you drunk kind of showed that off as well.
Yeah, I think I got lost around the city, but it's not really a big deal anymore.
I mean, it's easy to do. This place is it's pretty big. I don't really step outside the dock ring much myself. That's whenever we come here. Speaking of which, you came with us from Dotai. Normally, when someone who's clearly not a merchant, I'm just making that assumption off you right now. Normally, someone who isn't selling goods, they have another specific purpose, but I don't know how much I'm misreading, but it doesn't seem like you do.
My purpose was to get away. And I'm away. Purpose complete.
So now it's just a matter of finding out what the next thing is, right?
Yeah, I met some funky looking people yesterday. They were at some noodle shop. Some drunk captain and some sexy fish man wanted us to murder a giant lobster.
I don't know how much of that is metaphor, and honestly, I don't want to know. But you met a few people. Why'd you come back here?
Lost them, like I said.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Your whole demeanor is it's a little hard to catch everything. You gonna go back out and find them?
Yeah, probably. Don't have much else to do.
Right. Well, I know you said that you're trying to get away, but ship's going back to Dotai in about 3 days. Going back to the place that we picked you up, so if you
There's just like a flash of like a sneer slash like snarl look on her face at the mention of Dotai before flashing back to just like a plain face.
just yeah, he recoils a little bit, puts his hand up, kind of gives like an understanding nod. Just letting you know what the plan is. And that if you find that your purpose isn't here, we'll take you back. I'll put in a word. You won't have to pay us to bring you back.
I doubt I will ever take you up on your offer, but you seem like a decent person, and
Try to be.
yeah. I have a favor to ask of you.
Let me hear it.
Stay far away from Tomiji.
I mean, I wasn't planning on going there anytime soon. They don't have a port, so we don't make our runs there.
I don't like to assume what people get up into in their spare time.
It's very fair. Well, can I ask of you a similar favor?
She narrows her eyes. Depends.
If your plan isn't to go back, stay away from here. Stay away from these people. Get as far away from the opportunity to go back as you can. These other people that you met, try and find them. Try not to lose them this time.
I'll do my best.
Good. Good. Oh, and don't worry about Suga. He's fine. It was just his clothes that got burned. We put him up quickly enough. He's fine. He doesn't hold a grudge either. So
There's just like a slight look of confusion on her face at the mention of the name, and then when she hears only a slight fire, like just fuck, like on her face, just shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, tell him I'm sorry.
yeah, we have. Like I said, he's fine. It'll take a little while for the hairs on his chest to grow back, but he's fine.
Was there anything else you wanted from me?
No. Just stay safe. All right.
I will.
I'll
I
leave it
will
to it.
give him my special silver coin before he goes. It's just one of the possessions I started with.
You don't have to. I mean, this breakfast it not even 2 copper, not even 2 iron.
Okay.
Just to hand you back the silver. Right, I'll leave you to it. And he exits.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, he exits the room and leaves you be.
Just, like, mumbles under her breath. Fuck, that was so awkward. Just shovels the breakfast into her face and
It's
downs as
very
much juice as she
watery
can.
rice gruel with chunks of fish. Like, you can tell from the various tastes and textures that it's not pieces of the same fish.
Sounds perfect.
Just like the scraps of fish they had left.
Pretty much, it's basically a chef's salad.
Nice.
Interesting.
I'd eat it. Screw it.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you shovel that down, Yami. What do you plan to do for the day?
I'll try and find those people I ran into. The only place I remember was the shop with the handsome merman. So I'm gonna go there.
Okay. Do that. I'll just quickly ask for the rest of you, Hinamako, Clarabelle, what are your plans for the early morning? Is there anything in particular for the early morning?
Well, Mako has a habit of painting the sunrise through watercolor paints.
Okay.
So she'll do that. She'll also like check on yeah, I'm assuming that the other like Lokatha kind of mentioned the alcohol thing.
Yeah.
No.
On that topic, as you after you'd returned the night before, where the Lokatha, most of them had settled in for the evening, there is kind of like a minor like applause, like cheering.
Oh my God.
About the about what you brought back.
God.
Shoot, what's his name? What is his
Oh,
name?
yeah, I have it,
Everyone
I have it
loves
written down. It's
Bon Kazu.
Bon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bon Kazu kind of like claps you on the shoulder and is like, I mean, I didn't know you had it in you to go and find Shochu. This is well done. We'll be having one hell of a night.
Oh boy.
I just went to the marketplace and I thought I mean I was looking for rice wine and the person said it was better, so I guess it is.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. In any case,
I'm glad you like it, since you asked me for rice wine and I didn't do that.
none of us would have had the balls to go and get this for ourselves, so all of us are glad that you went ahead and did that. We'll keep that in mind.
God.
Well,
What did Mako do?
why don't you just making a name for yourself?
Oh God. Wonderful.
Alright. But yeah, that's the night before. Your
Perfect.
morning is painting the sunrise. Hina, Clarabelle, anything like particularly specific for your early mornings, just very quickly.
Hina will do all the chores.
Got it.
And I think she'll practice her Wuon and get some manga reading in. She'll actually, you know what? She's gonna try and find that manga writer that she's, a fan of, and try to get the next chapter. That's what she'll do in the morning after she's done with chores.
I will keep that in mind. Clarabelle, anything very specific for your early morning?
Clarabelle's just happy she wakes up in the morning.
Well, you do indeed awake.
Wonderful. It takes me about an hour to get things started, so I'm sure no one wants to go over this old woman's routine.
All right, fair enough. So keeping all of that in mind, Yami is probably going to be the only one to get to the seat at the edge of the river. She'll at least be the first one to do so in the morning. So the scene that you come to, Yami, is at the seat at the edge of the river. This restaurant at the one of the edges, one of the edges of the dock ring, and a very quiet locale being set up. Enkai is there, and so is his sous chef Sando, the turtle. Both of them are outside. They appear to be arguing, though it's a bit one-sided as Enkai is speaking very, very rapidly, and then there is a good, few second pause as Sando gives his response. So there, at least Enkai's going at it to Sando when you step up. Enkai turns, sees you, wipes his brow. Oh, hey. We've hit a bit of a snag on things. Captain's gone missing.
The captain?
Well, that's not surprising.
And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
That is a snag, isn't it?
Dude, he probably has liver cirrhosis and passed out.
I'm going with 30%.
Yeah.
The man with the pickled liver is gone.
Yeah, he's
Oh no!
I mean, he only drank 6 gourds of wine
In the afternoon.
an hour.
Couldn't.
I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah. That's only what we saw him drink.
Oh boy.
He came in kind of lit.
Oh my
The
goodness.
sea was already.
Probably on a road somewhere to nowhere.
He's dead.
Well, regardless, that is going to do it for tonight. Thank you, lords and ladies in the chat, for being here with us tonight and dealing with our BS. We will hopefully get back to you next week unless something comes up. But until then, stay safe. Good travels. Farewell.